where the shadows play. Bob sat with a pen, crafting words to say. He didn't wear the label, didn't want the crown, but deep in his heart he turned the tide around. Voices are raised in rebellion, with a rise and a fall. He strummed his guitar and the good folks sang along. Melodies filled with meaning, they echoed through the hall. A spirit of resistance, they knew it all along. The answer is blowing in the wind, my friend. A hard rain's gonna fall, but it won't be the end. Masters of war, just pawns in their game. Bob rode the protests and they carried his name. From the streets to the stage, his voice rang clear, told the tales of the weary, the battered, the dear. With each strum and each riff, he captured the plight, a champion of the people, igniting the night. He sang of the lives, of struggles and strife, yet he shunned the title, he craved a new life. But the folks knew the magic, felt the power within. In his haunting ballads, the real fight begins. The answer is blowing in the wind, my friend. A hard rain's gonna fall, but it won't be the end. Masters of war, just pawns in their game. Bob wrote the protests and they carried his name. So gather round the fire, let the stories be told of a bard who challenged the broken and bold. With a flick of his wrist, he changed the world's tune. In a land filled with darkness, he danced with the moon. They sang of revolution in harmony's call. With a heart full of passion, they stood proud and tall. The answer's blowing in the wind, my friend. A hard rain's gonna fall, but it won't be the end. Masters of war, just pawns in their game. Bob wrote the protests and they carried his name. So here's to the legends, the songs and the strife, to the voices that echo, breathe spirit to life. Bob Dylan, the dreamer, through storms and the calm. In a world full of chaos, still our anthems born. The good folks sang along to the rhythm of truth in every protest song.